Good evening and welcome to Charleston, South Carolina. It is match day as the Charleston Battery gets set to host Birmingham Legion for the first time in history. We welcome you to MUSC Health Stadium for tonight's USL Championship match. Hey everyone, my name's Poppy Miller. Alongside me, Derek Brawley. And Derek, both these sides are winless in their last 5 league matches, both looking to turn the tide tonight. And there's one player in particular we want to keep our eye on for the visitors. It's Prosper Chasm.
Yeah, Chasm's that really awkward position, number 10, that comes in and scores goals. He likes to get in behind his strikers and he's got a really sweet left foot. He'll continue to score goals as long as he keeps doing that, and he's one the home team's going to have to really look and watch for tonight.
He's appeared in every match so far this season. The Ghanaian Youth International has 2 goals on the year so far. Well, for Mike Anhauser's side, the one that we want to watch on fantastic form, it's the veteran Jared Van Schaik.
Yeah, and Van Schaik's done fantastically well this year for the team. His versatility is something that's really been a help to Coach Anhauser. He scored goals when he needed to, but now he's come in as a left-sided defender, and he's really shored up that back three.
And he actually was credited with that fantastic free kick that you see there. Well, I managed to catch up with head coach Mike Anhauser to preview tonight's match.
The biggest thing is, we're back here where we create chances. We're able to get the ball forward a little more. You're not defending as much, and hopefully we have more of the ball. They are a possession team, so we have to worry about it. They like to pass it. They like to keep control of it. They want to try to outpossess you as a team, but I don't think that matters. I think if we do our job defensively and then we get that counterattack and we can create those chances and really put them under pressure like we have been to the other teams, especially, early on in the season and even the last game, we had some good chances where, against Atlanta that we just were unlucky not to score. And if we can create those again, I think we will. The guys are ready to go, and I think we're excited to get back on our own pitch.
For tonight's USL Championship match, it is Military Appreciation Night here, and we have just missed the MUSC Health Helicopter delivering the game ball and the colour guard service. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley, thank you for joining us for tonight's match wherever you are for the first meeting ever between these two sides. We're just about ready to go for kickoff, but first let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup. And for Tom Stone's side, Derek, pretty much unchanged from last week, apart from JJ Williams, the loanee from Columbus Crew, has returned to his parent club.
Yeah, no, you can see the secret of this team is going to be how they shape up in midfield with Lopez, Johnson and Kazim. Okay, right up front, Cromwell wide right and a Pia on the other side, and a back four, which is very unusual for the Battery to play against a straight back four. So looking forward to seeing a good game here.
And a back four that has gained a lot of consistency together. Let's take a look at Mike Anhauser's starting 11. 3 at the back for him: Taylor Mueller, Jared Van Schaik and Carl Nelson. We mentioned Zico Lewis and Leland Archer out on international duty. Who should we keep our eye on tonight?
Well, I think that the secret of this game is going to be in midfield, the 4 versus the 3, how they're going to shape up, and whether Piggott and Higashi, can they get on the ball in them little pockets in front of the 4? And so they go, we know what we're going to expect from the back 3. So again, yeah, it's going to be a real tactical change and a real tactical game tonight. And I'm really looking forward to it. And the pitch conditions are also going to have a major play on tonight's game.
It's been heavy rain all week here in Charleston. A very heavy pitch out there. Arthur Boschua ready to get us underway from the centre circle. Daniel Gutierrez, the man in the middle tonight. We're away from MUSC Health Stadium, the first ever meeting between these two sides. And straight back to Jared Van Schaik and Derek. We mentioned in the pre-game both these teams winless in their last 5 league matches. What's got to be the key tonight for either side? Well,
I think it's down to the Battery as the home team to come out and really attack this team. As I said, there's someone new, they haven't seen them before. And again, they have a big home crowd tonight with this military appreciation night. So it's down to the Battery to really lay the gauntlet down and see how good this Birmingham team is.
Taylor Mueller suffered a nose injury away at Indy 11. Will be rocking the mast tonight, the captain in the back of a 3-man line. Jared Van Schaik, the man we highlighted in the pre-game, the veteran, looking for the feet of Rittmeyer, a loose touch, but that'll be a throw-in for the home side.
And I said earlier that I think that this game is really going to depend on who can get hold of midfield. Is it going to be the 2 Piggott and Higashi in front of, their 4?
Higashi looking for Arthur Boschua. Out wide to Romario Piggott at the top of the box. Leads one through. It's Higashi in the box. It's a brilliant ball for Piggott. And straight at Van Oekel.
Piggott there really should have scored there. It was on his weaker left foot, but it was great little link-up play there with Higashi. And as I said, it was a great shot. Just hit into the floor. And as I said, I think that's probably down to the field conditions a little bit. It's very heavy underfoot tonight. And this field normally drains really well. But the volume of rain that we've had is really going to make and have an impact on this game tonight.
We were expecting heavy rain tonight during the match, but it looks like the skies have cleared just in time. Gilbertson knocks one into the middle. Higashi with the pressure. Boschua just returning from injury as well. And we mentioned Mike Anhauser with a couple of key players out on international duty. But the biggest thing, a couple now returning from injury.
Yeah, Taylor Mueller's a big get back, isn't he? To have him back in the side with his experience and his knowledge and his leadership is going to be a big factor in tonight's game. And then, looking at the Battery, as we mentioned, Jared Van Schaik, he's going to be very important to the team tonight. And then you look at Boschua, he's going to come in, he's going to be hungry for goals. He's had a good start to the season. He'll want to get some more minutes. And he'll certainly be a real threat up front for the Battery.
Shake on the far side.
And the one really that's going to, really has benefited is Angelo Kelly. He's got his first start for a while. He's playing on the right-hand side. It's not quite his natural position, but we've seen he's very versatile. He can play at right back. He can play centre mid. Now he's been asked to play a little bit wider on the right today, so it'll be interesting to see how he slots into this system.
And a tricky run of scheduling coming up for the black and yellow with an Open Cup match against the MLS defending champions right here on Tuesday night in the 4th round of the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. Led through straight out of the back by Laurent.
And that's a great incentive for these players, isn't it, to be part of that game, because that's a huge game for them to see where they are, where they fit in with the MLS champions.
Good ball to his chip box, to the top. And the Battery, the last non-MLS side to reach an Open Cup final. It was against DC United, and actually Tom Sohn was the head coach during that time, so a familiar face for Mike Anhauser down below. And they'll be looking to recreate that run of form this year with the Open Cup. And for the first time in the last 3 years, they'll play Atlanta United on home soil, so at least they've got that to their advantage.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll have a big crowd in that night for that. I'm sure that'll be huge. And I'm sure there's many spectators tonight that will be made aware of that game. And as I said, I think they're expecting a sellout here at MUSC Health Stadium.
About a tough run of form as well in the last 7 matches for Birmingham. 6 of the opponents have been above the playoff line. Here could be a breakaway. It's Brian Wright trying to get inside the box. Anunga tracking back, holds him up. To the top of the box it goes, Cromwell. Just almost through the sandpit there. Mikey Lopez distributes to the far side. Keep an eye on Mikey Lopez tonight. Everything running through him. MLS veteran, has experience with New York City FC. Most recently played with San Antonio FC, just a wealth of experience under his belt. He's breaking through. Intercepted by Kelly. Danger in the box for the black and yellow. A loose touch from Van Schaik. Lopez was there, but the Battery get away with one. Cromwell leads one through. Daniel Johnson looking for the negative back. The delivery is there, this time away by the captain, Taylor Mueller.
It's been a very positive start by Birmingham, isn't it? You know, they've territorially, they've sort of pinned the Battery in for this first couple of minutes, and the Battery just coming to terms with how their new shape is, fitting in the personnel with Angelo Kelly, and as I said, just really tucking in and bunkering in to try and make it very difficult for this Birmingham team to play through them.
Johnson, brilliant ball to the far side, well controlled. Rittmeyer's there, but doesn't do enough to the top of the box. It goes safety in numbers from the home side. This time Van Schaik to take a touch and launches one out the back. This could be a breakaway. Romario Pigott tiptoeing around the middle, out wide for Angelo Kelly. Numbers not on his side, but he'll take the throw.
It's a little bit unusual for him to be playing on this wide right. He's not really a winger. You know, he's certainly a very, very conservative player. He's very good on the ball. He can retain the ball very well. I'm not sure it's his strength taking players on one-on-one. I think that'll have to come from the other side with Rittmeyer. And you never know, you might see him and Pigott maybe just changing places every now and again so he can have a little go, use his pace.
With acres of space in front of him. Round ball out to Rittmeyer. Acres of space now down this flank. Fan Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues around the world since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com.
Hey, Grace.
Shua with the press. Nelson with the return.
He took that down there, he didn't really have to head it. Sure he got a call.
Puts it on a dime out wide. To the top of the box it goes. Daniel Johnson begging for it, but they'll switch flanks once again. And a bit too much sauce on it on that occasion.
You can see they want to switch play here, but I tell you where it's going to be very dangerous tonight is if players do get into the box and players lose their footing. If you can sort of jink around and twist and turn in the box, there could be penalties here tonight just because of the surface and players, as I said, losing their footing or just a little lazy tackle here or there.
Well, Johnson looked like he was considering the strike. It's the possession, finds the 1-2.
How many Battery players are in there? There's almost like 7 or 8 players in there. Look. So, whoa, here we go. Now they're on the break.
Comes out on top. Chance for a breakaway. Boshua returns to sender. It's Anunga, takes a positive touch and can't get around Laurent at the back. Talking to head coach Mike Hanhauser earlier this week, he said that'll be the key for the Battery. Once again, looking to hit on the counter-attack. Birmingham, a very possession-orientated side. Yeah, you can see that from the start now. They like to keep it. Lopez likes to switch play, doesn't he? Pio's in there as well. He just sort of anchors that back three, that midfield three. And as I said, it's going to be a real interesting tactical game tonight. And if the Battery do have to play on the break, I'm sure that's something that they'll be very accustomed to and very comfortable doing. Johnson actually spent time overseas in England. Spent the last 2 seasons playing with Chicago Fire. 5 appearances 5 starts in 18 appearances for them. Drafted 11th overall in 2017 with the Fire. That's his first touch on the ball. Round to Candela. Now the Battery up for a spell of possession.
The only thing that's struggling now, they've got to get their wide players further up the field. Kelly and Rittmeyer definitely need to be higher up the field, otherwise Boscia can find himself being isolated. He's great with his back to go, as you can see there, but he needs those Pigott and Higashi just coming in and supporting them from there.
Higashi, the Japanese veteran, one too many touches. Thrown for Mike Anhauser's side. Angelo Kelly makes his way back, his first match back since he picked up a knock. His second start of the season, but has appeared in 8 matches now. Candela.
Movement there by Van Schaik on the overlap.
Schaik joins in the attack. Takes a touch inside. Renault's got a wicked left foot, ops to the top of the box for Candela, and Van Oekel, no worries at the back.
Interesting play again, you know. Van Schaik shows his versatility. We mentioned that in the pre-game show, how he's very comfortable in the top end of the field. He's very happy at the back, and right now he's being really forced to defend, but he does like to get forward, and we've seen recently he can score goals from anywhere.
Thompson has had a few rotations in the back with his goalkeepers, Spangberg and Van Oekel. The former NASL Golden Glove winner, 32 years old, the veteran of the two.
Just like in most games that we see here, the Battery sort of almost absorb pressure for sort of first 5, 7, 8 minutes, and then they start to come out and play. And the game's settled now quite clearly. You can see 2 definitely distinct styles. You've got one team that wants to possess it in Birmingham. They want to sort of play through the thirds. Battery are quite happy to go from back to front and get them supporting players, Pigott and Higashi, in around Boscia and see what pieces they can pick up.
Big ball out of the back into the attack. Struggles to keep his foot in. Switch of the flank, Kelly's there. Pops one into the midfield. And Munga picks up the second ball. Cameroonian international, the 2018 Battery MVP. Again, that slick surface you were talking about, Derek. Captain Taylor Mueller to the rescue.
Yeah, you're going to see lots of players losing their foot in. It's nothing to do with their footwear tonight or the slick surface. It's just that, the volume of water has really softened this field up. You see, it's the first time I think I've ever seen sand put on the field. And that shows you how much rain we've had.
Johnson leads a good ball through. He's looking to get on the end of it himself. Rittmeyer forced to track all the way across to this near side. Culbertson.
Great defending there by Nico Rittmeyer.
Loose touch from Culbertson. A fantastic first touch from Angelo Kelly. Free kick for the Battery.
And that's his final warning there. That was... that's his, you see here, look, he's just purely beaten by skill. That's a lazy challenge, and as I said, that'll be his final warning from the referee, I'm sure.
Nelson, the rookie out of Wofford College, just graduated a couple of weeks ago. Really one that's found himself a consistent starter as of late in the 3-man back line.
We just need to get players in support a lot quicker. The 3 up front are almost being isolated.
Kelly with the ground ball delivery. And Hollinger Jansen does enough out of the back. Oshawa, top of the box, back to goal, leads 1-4 Higashi. Higashi now home.
Good pressure though by the Battery. You'll see tonight some uncharacteristic like slips and mistakes here. Nothing to do with the ability of the players. It's just coming to terms with the surface. And as I said, for the volume of rain, the surface actually looks absolutely fantastic. I don't think people realise how much rain we've had.
Rittmeyer takes a good touch into the box. Still Rittmeyer. Couldn't get over it, but takes the deflection. That'll be the first corner kick of the night as we approach the 15th minute.
This will give the battery a chance to get Taylor Mueller up. Boscher was a big lad. Nelson sure is going to come and join as well. And everybody's reading in the pass. Yeah, here it is here. Nika, a really positive run. That's what I love seeing Nika Rittmeyer do. Going one-on-one, taking on the defender. That's where I think he's most effective. And as I said, you can see there he's got his team a corner.
Vincenzo Candela, the Colombian, 1 assist on the season so far. Let's see what he can whip into the box. The height from the back line joins in the attack. Mueller and Nelson at the back post, but it goes to the near post. It's Taylor Mueller, keeps it in, chips one. Angelo Kelly recycles, but it takes the shot, it hits the woodwork. What a fantastic strike from Angelo Kelly, but here we go at the other end of the park. Kazim picking up some pace. He's got Brian Wright in the box, numbers not on his side. He looked to take the strike and takes the deflection. Mueller tracking back in no time.
Great defending there by Higashi as well. He's come all the way, but that's his role from a corner. When the big boys go up, he has to sit in. Good rotation there, but unbelievable strike there by Angelo Kelly. It fell a bit awkward for him. It was a great technical volley. He kept it down over the keeper and hit the crossbar.
Acres of space on this side. Kazim, though, just showing us a glimpse of what he can do. We mentioned him in the pre-game, cutting in off that far side. He did exactly that.
He probably held on to it a little bit too long. I think he was waiting for support, but he's so quick, the support couldn't get up there quick enough.
Lopez invites Hollinger Jansen into the attack.
See now that Lopez is going to be their creative midfield player, isn't he? He's the one that they're going to try and work everything through. Here's the chance here by Angelo Kelly. Look, it's a great technique. It just falls down to him. He just tries to get it on target. He just hits that bar and goes too far out. Great strike by him.
Joe Kuzminski, 3 clean sheets on the season so far. Started every single league match this year for the Black and Yellow. The native came through the Colorado Rapids youth system before attending UAB. Here, to Kazim. Van Schaik with the pressure, he gets a touch on it.
Van Schaik's going to have to get nice and tight because Kazim's definitely got more pace than him. He's a wily old professional was Jared Van Schaik, but he knows that he can't get too tight or he'll get rolled.
Robertson. With Laurent. Dancing on the ball, finds the feet of Hollinger Jansen. What you were just talking about there with Van Schaik, Derek.
Yeah, he's got to get. He's not blessed with pace, so he's got to get it quick. Here's another chance for Nico Rittmeyer to use his pace, and he has got pace.
So here is someone that's blessed with pace. Rittmeyer. Yeah, go ahead. Back to Candela. Assessing his options. Wicked delivery on him. Anunga. Looking for the 1-2. Got the second from the deflection. Nelson all the way back to Mueller. And the battery really looking to maintain the control and pace of the match.
Yeah, no, that's good possession there. That was, they worked it from one side. They're very patient. They didn't force anything in. They kept possession, and they do need to have spells in the game where they've got good possession.
Battery unbeaten at home so far this year. Birmingham just 3 wins on the season so far. We mentioned both these teams though looking to turn the tide of their run of form in league play.
It's not so bad if you're drawing games, but with this 3 points for a win now, you draw games, and especially if you draw a number of games, other teams can maybe not be having such a great season, but they get a couple of wins and they're bang in trouble.
So Knock on from Nelson. Van Schaik to the rescue. Back home to Kuzminski. Fans, you can follow the Charleston Battery and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC and many more. Join over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. Ogle touch out the back. To get into the attack with a long ball all the way through to Kuzminski.
Again, Van Schaik's done well. Again, you can see he's learnt already, isn't he? He's been beat once chasing. He doesn't want to be chasing him behind all the time, so he's getting nice and tight. Just using his body just to lay on him and just make it very difficult for people to run off him.
In his 4th season with the Battery, captain the last couple of matches with Taylor Mueller out, who's been one of the veteran leaders through this tough spell of many matches for the black and yellow. 2 goals on the season so far. If you're with us for the pre-game, you will have seen one of those free kicks. Both goals actually absolute crackers. Johnson, it's a good ball through. Kuzminski comes out big. And Kuzminski cool, calm and collected.
And that was a great save there by Joe Kuzminski. Great starting position. You look at it now, look, he sees the danger very early, comes out, spreads himself both hands. Textbook goalkeeping there and, you know, kept his team in it.
Brian Wright on loan from the MLS side. New England Revolution has been back and forth with them already this season. Definitely the one to watch in the attack, but here come the Battery at the other end of the park. Romario Piggott on the chase. Van Oekel to safety, but picked up by Anunga at the centre spot. Nice turn from the Japanese veteran. A lunging step to keep the possession for his side.
Again, good play by the Battery, wasn't it? Very patient, they're not forcing it, they're just working it round the back, making Birmingham shift across each time.
20 minutes in the books here from MUSC Health Stadium. 0-0 is the score. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match, wherever you are. They're really pulling the strings in the middle of the park so far. It's a fancy touch from Angelo Kelly. Tries to roll it over but can't beat Culbertson.
Good play by Culbertson as well to sort of defend it. A little cheeky nutmeg there, would it, by Angelo Kelly. No player likes getting that done, especially in front of a large crowd. And he goes there, see Van Schaik again, nice and tight. As I said, he's learnt his lesson from the breakaway corner. He's hoping he can just maintain that for the rest of the night. Brian Wright's a big, strong lad, isn't he? And he certainly, he's very mobile, and that's certainly going to cause some problems for the Battery the longer this game goes on.
He's got 1 goal and 1 assist on the season so far. 6-foot Canadian forward. Like we mentioned, the MLS loanee, JJ Williams being the other one who is called back to Columbus Crew. It's really worked out for them in the last couple of matches with the rotation, both of them being in and out of the squad.
When you deal with these loanee players, you know, you're at the mercy of the parent club. It's great to have MLS stars around you, but when they get called back at late notice, it can throw your whole team shape into disarray.
Lopez to right. Too much on that one from Candela. Here comes an opportunity for the visitors to whip something up.
Van Schaik just got a little bit too close there, didn't he? It was Brian Wright who's just come off him there, as you see. He just comes off him sideways on, and there's 2 arms in the back. That's what the referee's seen. He was going away from goal. He probably really didn't have to do that.
It's of course going to be Brian Wright over the dead ball. Let's have one more look at this, Derek.
You just see his hands are up. He really didn't need to do it. He was going away from goal, but as I said, he's just, I think it was more to protect himself than actually to cause a foul.
Numbers flock around and behind the ball, congested at the top of the box. Knocked over the ball, but a fantastic strike. And Kuzminski gets a fingertip on it to tap it wide. A brilliant strike from Cromwell.
I think we finally got a bit lucky here. Look, I think he just thought he could catch it and he ends up pushing it around the corner. So I think he got a little bit fortunate there, Kuzminski. I think he knows what he was trying to do. It's probably a little bit easier than he thought. But, you know, be fair, he needs that little bit of luck just to get it out of play.
It's Razak Cromwell again. The in-swinging delivery from the far side, a brilliant ball in. Nobody on Kuzminski, though, who can pick it up.
Much better handling that second time yet. I think the first time he thought it was a little bit easier than what he was. And that time there, he didn't take any chances. Great handling that second time.
Something we always talk about, though, Derek. Difficult for the goalkeeper when a lefty and a righty is standing over the dead ball in striking range.
No, you don't know what side it's going to go, but you have to protect the side that's not where the wall is, and that's what he done. I mean, as I said, he earned the luck. He got across there, got his hands to it, but I think he thought he could have took it a little bit easier.
Rittmeyer for Boscher at the top of the box, lays one off for Higashi, on to Piggott, Romario Piggott makes it one for the Charleston Battery with his first goal for the black and yellow.
What a great goal that is, and we're all chuckling inside the broadcasting booth. We may share that with you later. But yeah, Piggott, we could have won some money probably.
Let's have another look at this, Derek.
It's a great ball. Look, it's a great support position. Agashi just rolls it. It's a lovely little pass through, and he makes no mistake, just side foot it into the corner. What an absolute great goal that was. So here we go. Boscher does a real good job holding it up. Higashi sees a little pass through. It's a great run. And it's a little side foot shot into the corner. And as I said, you know, we were saying before that Piggott just needs some goals, and there he goes. I think in the pre-game I said that he needs to get his goal tally up with his assists, and he's on that right road right now.
The Panamanian Youth International in his first season with Mike Anhauser's side makes it one for the Battery. And we were just saying earlier, 9 key passes on his side so far this year, just 1 assist, and we were just saying he needs a goal for his name because he really has been that instrumental player in the attack, and there it is.
Well, I think sometimes, you know, we talk about when some players are out of the way, someone's missed opportunity is someone else's opportunity, and there it goes there. You know, Zico Lewis has been the sort of focal point. He said in the pre-game that he's going to have to step up, and he certainly has done tonight.
Can the visitors find the response, though, is now the question. Calmly out the back by the captain. Dixon to recycle a touch from Kelly. Johnson makes him pay. And the visitors with all the pressure now.
Never a goal scored, isn't it? Something the game takes another 5 minutes just to settle down. The Battery are very, very used to just sitting in now and playing the game out and just getting their shape now, making the other team work as hard as they possibly can for chances. And I'm sure that's what we'll see for the next 5-10 minutes.
Lopez connects anything at the top of the box. This one out the back by Kelly.
Too casual there by Angelo Kelly.
Cromwell. Tricky one towards the back post, and that's exactly what you were talking about, Derek. Those awkward bobbles in the box with the way the surface is at the minute. Yeah,
it's a great ball in, but I think Taylor Mueller, we saw that again, Taylor Mueller read it really well, and you know, Joe Kuzminski seemed to have it covered. As I said, the Battery are very used to this. They get a goal up, they're not always the ones that have most of the possession, and then what happens is when they score a goal and get themselves in front, they set up shop, they make sure for the next 10 minutes they're nice and tight, defensive minded, and some teams try and keep going on attacking, but they're very good at just setting in and knuckling down.
Seeing aerials in the middle of the park, right to the feet of Nico Rittmeyer. Takes the space in front of him, out wide for Van Schaik. Turn from the Colombian Candela.
This is good play by the Battery, just take the sting out of the game, you know, forcing Birmingham to really come up nice and high, and then they'll just go long, I'm sure. Joe Kuzminski will look to find someone further up the field. There we go, good long straight pass.
his options into the playmaker, Mikey Lopez. Another Ghanaian Loney looking for the back post, falls all the way. Another to recycle. The home side looking to work it out. Higashi, one that's been busy on the ball so far tonight.
Yeah, it was great assist for him, wasn't it? But he has no. If he has an influence on the game, the Battery normally win, because he does find those pockets. He's happy to stay on the ball. Sometimes his physicality lets him down because he gets bumped off the ball, but tonight he's found that little pocket and he's been very influential. And this is what I love to see, Nico Rittmeyer driving at defences.
Rittmeyer with some confidence. Can he get the negative ball back? Just ran out of ground. Be a goal kick for Van Oekel. Spent last season with OKC Energy. 2 appearances on the year. In 2017 was with Real Salt Lake. Spent time with the affiliate Real Monarchs. The one with a lot of experience under his belt. Kosminski quick off his line to pump one back up the park.
His position there again was superb, Joe Kosminski. You know, he's been sweeping up behind, but this slick surface, anything goes over the top, it goes straight to him. And he's got a very advanced starting position right now, and it's really helping his team and his defenders. And I'm sure Taylor Mueller, Jared Van Schaik are very comfortable with anything that goes over the top of them.
Jansen, too much on for him, will go around the back. It's his second start of the season here tonight.
Now it really is down to Lopez to see if he can get his team going again, and he's that little playmaker in midfield. There's a good little intelligent pass there.
Robertson picks it up to whip one across. It takes the deflection towards the back post. Van Schaik sticks his head in there. Robertson, another opportunity. This time will go short to Lopez. Round ball to the top of the box. Johnson.
Yeah, I was just going to say, open up so you can see it. Right now.
Robertson been busy tonight, looking for ways to get into the attack or feed the attack. Goes again with Lopez. The overlapping run is an option. It's around Angelo Kelly, but it will take the deflection. This will be a corner for the visitors.
As I said, the Battery now, you know, it's all about discipline, isn't it? Keeping their shape, marking responsibilities, you know, discipline in holding your positions and making sure you stay with your man just till you weather this little storm that's really brewed since the Battery scored their goal.
Hey, look at a defender.
Daniel Johnson to take it. Started 11 of the 12 matches he's appeared in up to date. Real creator on the ball. He's 23 years old but has experience with MLS, like we mentioned. Here comes the delivery straight towards the back post. Candela goes up for it, takes an awkward bounce, and Nelson to clear.
Great defending it by Candela. He's not the biggest, is he? But he just jumps in and makes sure that no one gets a free header.
All the way up around the halfway line. Just under 15 minutes left to play off this first half. If you're just joining us, it's Romario Pigott, the difference so far in this match. Johnson. Brilliant ball through to the top of the box. He's brought down the referee. Waves play on. Kosminski picks it up.
I think that would be one for the normal VAR system if we had it, but I think he's looking for the penalty there, isn't he? He realises his touch is just taking him a little bit away, and he's almost playing for it. Here he goes, look, he just takes it away and he just jumps into him. You can see there Taylor Mueller saying he's taking a little bit of a dive, but
done by Angelo Kelly, gets a little head on it.
He's nice and brave. Here's Pigott again.
At the other end of the park, Pigott, brilliant positive touch in towards the box. Ground ball, Higashi's there. Almost too much pace on it for the Japanese veteran.
He only had two to pick out when he, I think, Boschua really made a really good run across the front, and Higashi really was too quick for his own good there. I think they needed someone coming in. I think Nico Rittmeyer was really working hard to get done the far side. It was probably too good a pass, really.
Now in the back line, he's been all over the park so far in this first half.
Yeah, he's definitely their playmaker, isn't he? He's trying to get on the ball wherever he can, and it's great news for the batter if he's going all the way back to his back line to pick up the ball. But it's been a good performance by Birmingham up until now. I mean, they've had good possession, haven't really created too many chances. They've had the free kick chance, but you can see they've had good possession.
A quick word with Brian Wright.
Cat and mouse there by Brian Wright and Joe Kuzminski. Joe saying that he's too close to stopping kicking, and Wright saying he's holding the ball too long. I think it's something the referee will monitor. I'm sure he'll talk to both of them in a minute.
Just having a word now. It's actually the captain, Taylor Mueller, is going to go to first. Nelson on your screen so far. Daniel Gutierrez gets us back underway. Tannhauser up off his bench there, just giving some instruction to his side. Celebrated his 25th anniversary with the club last season. Such a massive, instrumental part of the battery's success over the years, and really has been here for all but 1 year of it.
No, he's very unique what he's done in the game, Mike Tannhauser, specifically at one club, and I'm sure he's very well respected around the league, but certainly here he's almost a god, and I'm sure there'll be a statue of him at some point in the not too distant future here at the Battery.
USL puts on his resume, actually the last team to make it to a US Open Cup final, the last non-MLS side. So they'll be looking to recreate that run this year, starting with Atlanta United on home soil this Tuesday. Lopez for Johnson.
Lopez and Johnson have really sort of linked up well today, haven't they? You know, they're both very creative players. There's Lopez again.
Ball back for Cromwell. Cromwell ground ball, and Mueller comes out on top. Fantastic from the captain. The big presence up top. Need to get a touch on it.
He's very mobile, Boschua, for a big boy, isn't he? He chases around. He's got a big heart. He's prepared to chase everything down that he can. And a lot of the things that he gets, he doesn't really deserve to get. If you're a midfield player and he's playing in front of you, you know you're going to get 110% from him.
Goal scorer from last weekend's match in Louisville. 2 goals on the season so far. The former Columbia University standout.
Mario, find it.
And Shake. Will give the free kick. Candela down on the far side.
Yeah, he took one. This is a sore one. This is just a wrap on the ankles. As I said, it's a player that thinks they can go in and win the ball, and then their timing's out. I don't think there's any malice in it. It's definitely one of them sore ones on the ankle. And Candela's always good at facial expressions showing that he's hurt. So,
Vincenzo Candela in his second season with the Battery. Second on the side with tackles and interceptions last season. Real playmaker and workhorse in the middle of the park. Right. This one off for Johnson. Good ball to the feet of Piggott, in for Higashi. Actually looking to create something, drops one on a pin for Rittmeyer. Rittmeyer takes his space in front of him, still Rittmeyer, fantastic trickery from Rittmeyer to the top, Romario Piggott! And Van Oekel is there.
that's again great play by Higashi, followed up by Rittmeyer, and your boy there, Piggott's on the edge again. Now he's got that first goal now, he's got that sniff, he wants to get a few more. And that was a great shot, he hit the target, done everything right, didn't he? He made the goalkeeper make a save. That's all you can do as a striker.
Two key pieces missing for Mike Tannhauser tonight, Zico Lewis and Leland Archer. You named Piggott as one of the ones that really needed to step up tonight to the plate for Zico Lewis's absence, and he's done just that so far.
No, for sure. But I tell you, you know, Higashi's playing a really good game for the battery tonight. He really is. He's finding those little pockets. He's got the ability to stay on the ball, which is what they need. And then he's linking up the game really well. It's his, switch out to Rick Meyer. And as I said, he was involved in the goal. So right now he's having a big influence on the game.
Nice dummy from Kelly. Boshua brought down. Free kick.
And that was all comes from Angelo Kelly's little dummy there, little step-up, little York and Cole as we used to call it, and he's got his team a free kick.
Mario Pigott and Van Schaik. Maybe a bit too far out for Van Schaik's striking territory, but we saw one from similar distance in the pre-game.
There's the foul there. But no, I think this is just a bit too far out for a shot, but he's definitely got the right shape. He can whip this ball in, he can get a lot of bodies going across it, and even a defender might even just get a touch on the ball, which makes it even harder for the goalkeeper, Van Orkel.
Bobbly, boggy surface. It's Van Schaik with the delivery, whips one towards the back post. Look like it takes a deflection. Nelson's there. Just watch it out of bounds. That'll be a corner from the far side.
And that was what I was saying. With the left foot that he's got, Van Schaik, he can just whip that ball in. Now you've got Candela who's going to do exactly the same. He's going to whip it in. Let the big boys go in there. They can get their head on it. It's always good to have play. Look at Piggott's position right on the edge of the box, and if it comes out, it's a strike on goal.
This time, Van Schaik and Carl Nelson make the way up from the back line. Kelly and Mueller remain at the back. Candela with the in-swinger. Here it comes to the near post. It's Nelson. And what power he got behind that.
Yeah, he just didn't get enough purchase on it. I think the referee's given a corner here, so it must have took a second deflection, but I think he would have got a little bit more on it. Here we go. It's a great run in. It's a great delivery again. It's got pace, it's got power. I think Candela's been watching what Zico Lewis can do, and Nelson does get something on it, but just not enough.
Kyle Nelson, second on the season in Wofford College on goals of the year. Sophomore year, just as big a threat in the attack as he is a mainstay in the back as of late. Candela now, the outswinger. Fired in from this near side, away at the near post on this occasion.
And it's a lot harder with a right-footed player on that side to get it in. You've really got to pick someone out. You really could do with a left footer that's whipping it in, and we saw that from Zico Lewis when he was here a couple of weeks ago, scoring straight from the corner.
Kelly looking for it, who's come all the way across the park. Nothing to come to fruition.
A bit of miscommunication there by the two of them, but here we go again.
Lopez back in position. Laurent. The visitors looking to pick up the momentum. Olinger Jansen out wide, actually trying to keep them high. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the first half here. Battling with it, Anunga with the press.
Although the game is a 90-minute game, I think it's always these 3 to 5 minutes before half-time that always can set the tone for the game and for the half-time team talk. I mean, if you're the battery now, you really have got one eye on half-time, getting in with a lead. If you're Birmingham, you're really looking for that equaliser because it completely changes the complexion of the game.
Kazim whips one, looking for Wright. Wright gets one, and there it is. It's Mikey Lopez to equalise the scoring.
And just as I was saying, the battery was just switched off a little bit there. Lopez has definitely been the danger man. He's crept into the box from a real deep situation. Here we go, look. We've just seen him, he just glides in, he follows the cross in. Taylor Muir's just not marking, just lost it, followed the ball, and he scored in at the back post. As I said, it's that really awkward time just before half-time when teams can see the finishing line, they can see half-time, and now that totally changes the complexity of the half-time team talk for both coaches.
Well, we mentioned Mikey Lopez been all over the park in this first half so far. He's the one to level the scoring here at MUSC Health Stadium. But Kazim on that far side, we knew exactly what he's capable of. With a dangerous ball across the box.
He done well, then he isolated himself one-on-one, got a good cross in, and that little nod back there, and Lopez was in a great position just to side put it in. He's got a nice easy goal.
Kelly into the feet of Boshua. Boshua picks up the second. Kazim at the top of the box combines with Lopez. Lopez picking up some pace, strolling through the midfield, but denied by Van Schaik on the final pass.
Sloppy there by the battery again a second time.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Nicely won back by the veteran Van Schaik. And here we go at the other end of the park. Knocks one for Piggott. Fancy footwork from the Panamanian to get the ball out of trouble.
Sometimes Nelson, the more time he's got, you know, when he's forced into making decisions, he normally makes the right ones. The more time he's got, sometimes you have to question his decision making with his passing.
Van Schaik all the way across to some space with Nelson. 1 minute left to go of added on time. Here in Charleston, South Carolina, it's Poppy Miller alongside Derek Broadley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match, wherever you are. We are level with the scoring. As of right now, Romario Piggott, Mikey Lopez, the differences for their side so far.
If you're honest, you have to say probably 1-1 at half-time is a fair result. The Battery did get their nose in front, and they've definitely, you know, played very well and stable. But you have to say Birmingham have had a lot of possession. They've worked with the ball very well. They've created a few chances, nice and wide. They've relied on their sort of, you know, the Lopez and Johnson to really sort of try and dictate that midfield, and they've quite rightly got themselves back into the game.
And the Battery chisel a chance before the end of half-time. No, they cannot, because that's all we'll see from the first half. Derek, your thoughts so far?
Yeah, no, it's again an unusual start by the Battery. You know, Birmingham come out on top and, you know, certainly dictated the early tempo of the game. Battery, as usual, got themselves stable into the game, got their noses in front. Very, very good goal. You know, Higashi linking up with Piggott. And then right at the death, you know, they sort of switched off once, and Birmingham back level with a goal from Lopez. So, yeah, it's got all the makings of a great second half, and, you know, a very entertaining half for this very, very big crowd.
Well, stay with us at half-time. We'll be having a look at the upcoming matches for the Charleston Battery with the US Open Cup and the next USL Championship match, as well as the player spotlight. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
We'll give them a wide berth.
Another week of action has been and gone in the USL Championship as we recap the three main headlines in this week's Around the League presented by Home Telecom. The Tampa Bay Rowdies remain undefeated and added another 3 points and a clean sheet to their tally after beating Birmingham Legion 2-0 on Saturday night. Captain Sebastian Guenzotti opened the scoring after finding the back of the net off Andrew Tanari's cross. Tanari then scored the second and got on the score sheet himself just before half-time. The Rowdies will return to Al Lang Stadium this Saturday to take on North Carolina FC. It was goals galore for New York Red Bulls 2 at MSU Soccer Park on Friday night against Bethlehem Steel. Ziyech scored his first professional goal and then tallied his second just minutes later. Jorgensen then slotted one home from the penalty spot and an own goal made it 4 for the home side at the final whistle. New York Red Bulls 2 weren't the only team to put 4 past their opponent this past weekend. Ottawa Fury took all 3 points and a 4-1 win from Charlotte Independence. Despite the Independents opening the scoring, it was Sam with the hat-trick, and he didn't stop there. He finished off the night assisting Francois with the 4th and final goal of the night. Well, that's all from the East for Week 14. For the Charleston Battery, I'm Poppy Miller.
Lacroix! Now it's Musa! Oh, what a hit! Ryan Brown! Oh, that is electric from Phoenix on the break! Shot! Post flag! Juggernaut for both of these squads. Here we go again. Steinberger on the turn. It's going to fall through. Allen! Just like that, it's 3-3. Alex Bassetti making a darting run. It finds its way all the way to Bassetti. Lays it off. Still an opportunity. Brown! Taylor again. The menacing attack. Taylor lets it go. And there's the opener for North Carolina FC.
Frankie comes inside on Watson. Acres of space here for the left wing back. Forbes now pitching in space to shoot. He drives it and beats far. Tosh versus Van Okel. Will this seal a spot? The 4th round. Number 4 delivers. 90th minute, Louisville leads at home again.
Into the 6-yard area, and it's Cicerone who wins in the air and restores St. Louis FC's 2-goal advantage.
So here comes Wynn. Is this onside? It is. A chance for Nashville to equalize, and they do! Carlton Belmar. Charleston into this round with 2 goals. And now, he sends them into the 4th round. Charleston with the upset. Gonna tie his shoe while action goes on around him. Oh, good chance here for Lima. Up against the top scorer. Frater puts it in. New Mexico United in front. That's kept in play. Skundred's the initial effort. Another cross. Headed in! Winner Manova and the dance!
The Battery is hosting Major League Soccer champions Atlanta United FC in the 4th round of Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, June 11th at 7:30 at MUSC Health Stadium on Daniel Island. Tickets on sale now at charlestonbattery.com. And after the match, head up to 3 Lines Pub for great deals on food and beverages.
Charleston Battery Soccer Club is the youth partner of the United Soccer League Championship Club Charleston Battery and also the Women's Premier Soccer League Club Charleston Fleet. We are a club that is totally focused on long-term individual player development that targets development in 3 main areas: player development, coaching development and parent education. We strive to create the total learning environment of all of our venues in Somerville, Daniel Island and Mount Pleasant locations. We do this via our age-specific curriculums for both boys and girls from the ages of 6 all the way through to 18 years. We have an in-house video-based curriculum and methodology that is available to each player alongside our unique Skills Fit play sessions where our professional players interact directly with our youth players on techniques needed to play in the modern game. All players in the Low Country who are interested in getting involved on our pathway to the pros should check out our website.
Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It's half-time here between the Charleston Battery and Birmingham Legion. But while we have a second, let's turn our attention to the next upcoming match for the Charleston Battery. It's that time of the year again, US Open Cup, and the Battery have advanced to the 4th round and will host the MLS reigning champions, Atlanta United.
Yeah, this is one that was half expected. I think anytime you've got a chance of playing the MLS champions, you put it on your calendar and hope that you get there. And Charleston Battery have been fortunate enough to do that, and to get them at home as well is going to be a great event, and hopefully all the fans here locally will come out and see the game.
This is the 3rd consecutive year that the Battery will face Atlanta United in the 4th round of the US Open Cup, but the first time they'll have them on home soil, and tickets are on sale now at charlestonbattery.com, so get them while you still can. The Battery will then continue this tough run when they head to Al Lang Stadium to take on top of the Eastern Conference, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, on Saturday, June 15th.
Yeah, it's amazing how these games stack up, isn't it? You know, you play an MLS team, and then the next game you play a team that's undefeated, that's top of the league, and is riding a high. So again, it doesn't get any easier for these Battery players, but I'm sure they'll be up for the challenge. And coming off the Atlanta game, it might even suit them really well to have this game coming up as quick as that.
Neil Collins' side, like you said, undefeated so far after a flying start this year. And just note the kickoff time change, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and you can catch that game on MyTV Charleston locally or ESPN+. Well, this week in the player spotlight, there's one player in particular that we want to highlight, one of the new signees this year, Romario Piggott. And we were just talking off air, just one assist, but the big standout there, 9 key passes.
Yeah, no, this player's come into the team, and he's been a real asset, isn't he? He's fitted in very well. He's added another dimension to the team going forward. He's very, very creative, a good runner with the ball. And as I said, if you look at his stats from last year when he was at Myrtle Beach Mutiny, he got 7 goals and 6 assists, and I'm sure he'll catch up with his goals tally the longer the season goes on.
And of course, with Zico Lewis out on international duty, Romario Piggott will be called on more than ever during this stretch. Well, we're going to take a quick break now, but when we come back, we'll have second half action from MUSC Health Stadium. It's the Battery taking on Birmingham Legion, and it's up next. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It is half-time here. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match. Wherever you are, we've just had a fantastic colour guard presentation along with the hometown hero for Military Appreciation Night here. We are just about ready to go for the second half, but while we have a second, let's take a look at some first half highlights. 4-1 is the score, and it was Romario Piggott to open the scoring.
Yeah, but it all started with this, didn't it? It's Angelo Kelly's effort from just outside the box. Here's the goal now. Great hold-up play by Boshua. A nice little pass through by Higashi, and a great finish here by Piggott that set the tone and put the battery in front. They didn't stop there, though, did they? They still had a couple more chances. Here's a good corner where Nelson gets on the end of it. It's a good header, just goes past the post. Great effort. And then all of a sudden then the tide started to turn as they could see the half-time coming in. It's a great little cross in here. Just watch Lopez ghost in at the far post unmarked, and it's an easier finish for him there. And to be fair, although the highlights don't suggest it, it probably was a fair result based on the possession stats at the first half, and it sets up a really good second half now.
Two standout players in the first half, Lopez and Piggott, both finding themselves on the score sheet so far. We've got another 45 minutes to go here from MUSC Health Stadium in the first meeting ever between these two sides, and it's going to be the MLS loanee Brian Wright to get us back underway. And another one that's been a bright spark in the first half. Yeah,
he's a big target player, isn't he? And he's very strong and powerful, and he's caused some problems now for this battery team. But I said it was the sort of like the movement of Lopez that really unlocked the defence there.
With a quick step in this early going. Higashi, another one returning from injury. The Japanese veteran been very busy on and off the ball so far. And Derek, if you're Mike Hanhauser, what do you think the message to the team at the half was?
Yeah, I think he'll say I want a little bit more offence going forward, a little bit more support up with Boshua as quickly as you can. I think he'd like to see his defenders continue to be really tight and hard to get round, which they were. Joker's Minch had a great starting position throughout the first half, but from an attacking standpoint, you want to get a little bit more support up to Boshua on a regular basis to really put this back four under pressure.
Mentioned in the pre-game, both these teams winless in their last 5 league matches, both looking for 3 points tonight, and the Battery looking to remain undefeated at home so far this season. Anunga forced to turn quickly, too much pressure from Johnson. Gutierrez trotting over to have a word with the culprit. Tarbran Anunga a little frustrated there.
Yeah, again, it's one of those tackles where he stayed on the ball, he's protected it, and Johnson just got a little bit too close and caught him. I like to see Plazo saying sorry, which is what Johnson did, and you know, he wanted to help pick him up. I think he realised it was a sort of start of the half tackle, and now we move on.
Ball across the park, finds its way to Carl Nelson on the far side, the rookie out of Wofford, who's also brought down, and this time Daniel Gutierrez will have a word.
I don't think we've had a booking just yet. There's been a few of these tackles here, and I think, as I said, there's a few players out there on last warnings. It looks like this is just like the second half getting going, players getting up to date with the speed again. I think he's just been beat here with skill. Look, he dropped his shoulder there, look, boom, and he's just caught him with a late challenge. I think that'll be the last one the referee will allow, and then we'll move forward from there. I'm sure we'll see a card for the next tackle that's similar to that.
Touch inside from Van Schaik, back to the captain, Taylor Mueller, who suffered a nose injury away at Indy 11. The reasoning for the mask.
Yeah, that takes some getting used to. I've been one of them. I had to wear one once in my career when I had a broken nose as well, and it's amazing how it hinders your breathing and stuff. But Taylor, I'm sure, will get used to it, and he'll have to for the next couple of seasons, I think.
Of course, not very easy with the humid conditions. Charleston presents 80 degrees still here on Daniel Island. Higashi combining with Rittmeyer. Here's Piggott, the goal scorer from the first half. Switch of the flank from Anunga. Very dominant in the possession up until now.
Done a good job, the Battery, when they have had good possession, of moving it from side to side. They hit those diagonal balls very effectively. They've got good width.
in Sweden. Scored the first goal in Birmingham history.
Keep going. Make sure you're not in his way.
Something he'll never be able to take away from him here is another one of them little sloppy fouls, just caught them from behind again as you're trying to track back. So it's a little bit stop-start this second half already, isn't it? A few little niggly tackles. Players just need to get in tune with the speed of the game, and then we can all settle down and enjoy a fluent second half.
Matt Van Oekel pumps one forward. Van Shake on the end of it. Good turn from Rittmeyer, the local boy from College of Charleston. In his third season with Mike Anhauser's side. Here's Boschua. Leads one on for the winger. Fancy footwork from Rittmeyer to the top of the box. Dinks one in towards the penalty spot. And Kelly looking to redirect it. Nobody there.
I think he was actually trying to take it over himself there, but good play by Rittmeyer again. He's been very impressive tonight, Nico Rittmeyer. When he does get the ball down and run at people, I think he's very effective. I've been saying it all season. I wish he would do it a lot more, and tonight he's sort of heeding that advice and he's starting to do it.
And down on the far side, referee will stop the play to allow the trainer to come on.
And that was very, very good by the Battery there, because they had numbers up, they had a good possession in a high area of the field, but I think it was Candela that was instructing them to get it out, and that's great sportsmanship. Any young players out there watching, just remember that it's safety is more important than the result.
It's made the headlines as of late over in the English Premier League. Situations like that. Cromwell looks to be up and okay though, as the trainer gets to him.
I don't want to see anyone get hurt in this game. Now you'll see that, I'm sure that Birmingham will do the right thing and finagle the ball all the way back to the Battery so they have possession.
Well done from the visitors all the way home to Kuzminski. And quickly back underway to Van Shake. Direct play from the outside back. Anunga on the run. Too much pressure, says Gutierrez.
I think Anunga's saying there quite rightly, I don't think I was trying to touch him, he was just ran in front of me, and it's a free kick.
Matt Van Oekel makes his 8th start tonight. 6'4", 32-year-old goalkeeper with a wealth of experience. Giving his team a bit of instruction, a chance to get up into the attack.
Sometimes when teams haven't won for a while, it's very, very hard to get over that line. It'll be interesting which of the two teams really does go for it tonight.
Here's Culbertson. Poor ball to connect the final attack. And a brilliant run from the outside back. Very back and forth in this late going. Here's Piggott, this time for Rittmeyer. Another luck. The man to pull the strings, Mikey Lopez, to bring his side out.
Yep.
Fans, who's up, who's down, where does your club sit? Find out every Monday in the official USL Championship Power Rankings, only on USLChampionship.com. Very tight at the top of the Eastern Conference, as it has been since the very start of the season. Only 3 points separates 3rd and 8th place. The Tampa Bay Rowdies remain undefeated so far this season, and the Black and Yellow will travel to Al Lang Stadium next Saturday to take on Neil Collins' side. And for Birmingham Legion, they'll be back in the Carolinas to take on Charlotte Independence.
The run of games that the Battery's got now, you know, all the players will be really itching to get into that MLS game on Tuesday night, Open Cup. And then, you know, a big visit down to Tampa Bay to play one at a team instead who's got a big history. So some very exciting games coming up for the Battery.
One on Tuesday night, like you mentioned. Here comes Culbertson. Can't get anything on it on that occasion.
We're sort of 8 minutes in, the game really hasn't settled down as it. Neither team really has come out and dictated the tempo of the game. There's been a little bit niggly fouls here and there. And then we get to that time around about the 60th minute mark where both coaches will start to look to see, you know, we're going to go for positive changes to try and win the game. or are we going to try and sort of hold on to what we got? I think right now the game's there to be won for both teams.
Just very quickly, talking of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, they're actually 2-0 down at the minute in the 50th minute to North Carolina FC. Be an interesting matchup. North Carolina FC picking up some big wins so far this season against big clubs, defeating the reigning champions Louisville City FC on their run as well. Coach Thomasone down below getting ready to make his first substitution. Lopez over the dead ball.
Simple, man.
He's a real bright spark, isn't he, Lopez? He, as I said, he wants to get involved in everything. Here he is there. Look, I think what Anunga was saying there, he was fouled, and he thinks the referee gave it the wrong way.
Shake Poole as he heads it into the mix. Boshua for Piggott. Piggott not much on, but he manages to find the greenery in front of him and can't thread the ball through to Kelly, who was in so much space on the far flank.
Yeah, it was the right idea, just the wrong technique there, wasn't it, by Piggott?
Kasim. Slick surface out here tonight. Very slick and heavy surface.
Cambio. Birmingham. Next up.
Some with the delivery. Mueller away at the top of the box. Takes an awkward bounce but falls to the feet of Piggott.
I think the surface has been a bit deceiving. I mean, the players have handled it really, really well. I mean, but here's the thing, it's that sponge, and I think, you know, they're going to get tired, and I think the last 10, 15 minutes of this game, that's when they're going to start to feel it. As I said, it's played very well considering, but I think there's definitely going to be some tired legs on this field, you know, come the last 10, 15 minutes of this game.
It's been very back and forth for the majority of the match. Here's Daniel Johnson. We're going to see the first card of the match to the captain, Taylor Mueller. For Johnson, actually, sorry. Apologies there. It's going to be a free kick for the Battery.
Yeah, I think the referee's given it for the dive there, and, you know, he's trying to ride the challenge, isn't he? That's what he's trying to do, and the referee's seen that as simulation and given him a card.
Ready for that substitution. Tyler Turner is the one to come on. The US Youth International, just 23 years old, makes his 9th appearance tonight. And out comes Cromwell. He did pick up that knock on the far side. Wonder if that has something to do with it. Turner, very interesting resume after spending the last season with Orlando Seawolves of Major Arena Soccer.
So there's a little change now. He's going to slot in at right back. And
change in formation.
Avila is going to move up into the right-hand side of midfield, so, and then Kazim's going to go on to the left.
Likes to join in the attack, so a like for like position for him. Right on the chase, does enough to force the error. Turner, first touch in is a brilliant ball into the box, and it was Lopez again, couldn't capitalise on it.
He took a great little position on the edge of the box, didn't he, Lopez? It was a strange ball in by Turner for his first touch of the game. Here we'll see it now. He sort of curls it away from goal. Lopez has a little thing, and he just swung and hit it. Didn't really cause Kuzminski any problems, but again, just shows how Lopez can find those little pockets in and around the box, and when he does get in there, he's very, very dangerous.
Turner straight in to win the aerial. Looked very, very awkward for him down below as the trainers ushered on with head injury.
Yeah, I think what it is, it's just one of those challenges. Welcome to the game. He's gone up for it. He's gone up and won the header. And I think he's just caught, I think the ball caught him on the side of the head. We'll get a chance to see it again, I'm sure, but being a head injury, you know, we have to take all the precautions, and sometimes that's the danger of coming into a game like this, that you just don't get quite to the speed of the game. You're going to have to do the concussion protocols here right away.
Looks to be up and okay. Tyler Turner down below, and if you can hear the fans getting excited below, mini soccer balls being launched into the fans in this short break. So much happiness from such a small toy. We're back underway. Kasim into the mix. Here To the back line, Lopez, numbers around him, finds the pass. Avila takes the space. Nicely done from Avila. Last season with Las Vegas Lights on the West Coast. Prior to that was with Phoenix Rising. Another one with some USL experience under his belt. Here's Daniel Johnson. Can he create an opportunity to rip a shot? Forced out wide, Lopez. Lopez with the delivery. It's a good ball towards the back post. Nelson first to the races. Out comes Angelo Kelly. Robertson tracking back. Just about holds him up. The referee gives that in favour of the visitors.
I think they both lost their foot in there. They were both trying to get round each other, and the referee's given the free kick. All of a sudden now you can see Birmingham just look like they're on the front foot a little bit right now. That substitution's given a little bit of impetus. I think Avila moving up a little bit, and it is causing some problems wide on the right. Lopez has started to go higher, and Johnson's now having a big influence on the game.
Johnson steaming forward, full steam ahead. Turner finds no feet. Goal scorer from the first half. Assessing his options, goes into Candela. Kelly out wide. Angelo Kelly find an opportunity. You see him all the way back. Safety first from the winger.
He just doesn't have that little bit of trickery, does he, Angelo Kelly, just to get round them. Piggott's gone down here with a little bit of a knock here. Yeah, I think as he just made that pass there, he just sort of went down. You can see, I don't know if it's abdominal pain or whether it was a leg injury, but he went down. As soon as he made that pass across, he went down.
Bobby Weisenberger of MUSC Health, been with the club 10 years this year, and it looks like with that Mike Anhauser's getting ready to make his first substitution of the match. It's the youngster, 18-year-old Naku Daly, out of Jamaica, who's booted up, shirt on and ready to go below us, and that will be the end of the night for Romario Piggott.
This is also a good substitution to come on, especially with the conditions the way they are now, because you know Daly's got loads of pace, as we've seen it. We've talked about his unpredictability, but this is one of them games with the conditions that he can come on and really do something special and really give his side a lift.
Daly, he was the star in the first round of the US Open Cup against Greenville, triumph against Nashville SC, in the second round. It was Ian Swanterson, the star of the show, against their state rivals. Swanterson on the bench tonight for Mike Anhauser. Daly straight into the mix, a good ball into the box, pumped in the air towards the top. Daly straight in with the pressure. Enunga feeds one out wide for the youngster. Here he is, working inside the box. It's Naku Daly, takes a touch. Nobody could get to it first of his side.
You can just see there that he just wriggles around, doesn't he? He gets in, he looks like he's got no space to work with, but he finds his way in. He can use both feet, he can wrong foot defenders. Yeah, he's going to be a real handful for this Battery team tonight.
It's a deflection. Nunga picks up the seconds. Nelson. Straight into the box. Boshua doing well to hold it up for his side. Forced just outside of it. Can't beat two players.
He does very well for a big man, doesn't he? He goes in, he uses his body well, he screens the ball, draws a second defender in there, but just can't wriggle through there. So now, as I said, a little bit of a tactical change now for the bat. I'm sure they'll look for Daly's pace out wide just to get down the sides.
Lopez. There's a redirection on it for Tyler Turner. Villa looking for Brian Wright, and nicely done from the captain into the hands of Kuzminski. handshake. Fancy footwork from Kelly. And for the flick, Nikki Daly joining the trio up top. Showing us his pace. Here comes Kasim. This could be dangerous for the home side. Lays one back to Johnson. Johnson dancing at the top of the box. He takes the strike. And Joe Kuzminski at the back to deny him the opportunity.
Yeah, Johnson's got really good feet, isn't he? He can unsettle a defender. He can unbalance them, and he gets his shot off here. Look at his quick feet here. Look, just drags it back. Doesn't need much back lift and gets a good shot on target.
Stellar game so far in this match, and Boshua brought down in the middle of the park.
It's going to be a yellow card, I think, there. As I said, it's great play, great centre forward play by Boshua, and is it Kazim now who gets it? Apaya gets it, yeah, you're correct, and you know, silly foul to give away on the halfway line, but here he is. Look, great centre forward play, good strength. Look, he's all over the top of him, and the referee's got no choice but to give a yellow card.
The German spent the majority of his career overseas. His second appearance here tonight. Safety in numbers from the battery. Maybe a loose one from Daly, who's going straight into the books. Nikki Daly, the substitute.
And the referee now has gone, you know, he's now punishing every single tackle now. I think he's given everyone his time. I think Lopez has drawn that. There's no real injury there. And that, you know, that really is Daly's first contribution as a defender. Look, and I think you'll see, you know, he's just got the wrong side. He's trying to get the ball. That's certainly not a yellow card, but I think the referee's got his pocket too quickly there. And Daly's gets on the wrong end of it. Now he's got to behave himself.
Out at the back, the battery come down the opposite end though. Boshua to the feet of Daly, who spins on it. Nikki Daly, one-on-one, can he get around? Yes he can, he's created a chance for himself. Daly takes the deflection. The danger isn't over. Kelly on the far side whips one and it can't stay in bounds. Nikki Daly, just that dangerous unpredictability you were talking about, Derek.
Yeah, when he gets the ball, he's so exciting. Here he goes, like little trick, little roll over, and then he gets a bit lucky, wrong foot someone, comes inside, and he just can't get his, you know, you can see what he's trying to do, put the ball in the far post, but that's what this little young man's got, and he's got it, that he can come in, and he's got no fear, has he? He's happy to take everyone on.
Here he is now, a brilliant ball through for Arthur Boshua. It looks like his feet were taken from underneath him. The referee waves play on though. Derek, your arms went straight up. What did you think of that one?
No, I'd like to see that again. I thought it was a free kick. I'm not sure it was a penalty, but certainly I think Boshua's legs got clipped there right on the edge of the box. He had no need to go down. He was through. But the referee was a lot closer than I was.
Once again, Daly with the build-up. He was a key contributor for Jamaica in the Youth CONCACAF Championship. Mike Anhauser scouted him.
To be fair, Boshua never really appealed for it, so sometimes that's an indication that the referee got it right.
Here Johnson comes full steam ahead for Brian Wright. Brian Wright inside, outside, still Brian Wright. Can't get the shot away though, despite a fantastic run.
Great determination there, wasn't it? You know, he was 1 versus 3 there, and he had no hesitation in taking all 3 defenders on. He got wrong-footed Taylor Mueller, but Jared Van Schaik, I think, came across and done some great defending there.
Managers down below getting ready to make another substitution. Will we see them before the corner? Looks like it. Kobayashi, the man to make his way on for Thompson. And out comes Apia.
I wonder how much the booking's got an influence on that one, you know, just the way the game's going.
Kobayashi, the Japanese midfielder, makes his 11th appearance tonight. Here comes the delivery. It's a dangerous one. Van Schaik with the diving header. Mike Anhauser getting ready to bring Dante Marini on.
When we see this again, Van Schaik was very, very brave. When he went low to get it, said, oh, it's Boscher actually. It's Boscher who was down. He's gone very low to win a very brave header. Stuck his head in where all the boots were and all the cleats were, as they say in America. And he now wants him to leave the field. Here it is here, look. The ball bounces in here. Look, he's very, very brave to go down. Sticks his head in, it's done one for his team. I think we'll see a little change here. We'll probably see Nico Rittmeyer going to the right. Angelo Kelly's definitely tired, coming back from injury. Dante Marini will slot in on that left-hand side. So they'll keep the same shape. They'll just have a little change in personnel. So Nico will go to the right and Dante will come in on this left-hand side.
Fantastic shift put in by Angelo Kelly. On comes Dante Marini. 2 goals on the season, 2 game winners. Can he repeat history tonight? Another one that's come back, this time though from a significant injury, worked his way back into the team very nicely. A fan favourite around here. I'd love to see him get on the score sheet. Kasim.
I think Dante Marini is one of those really good soccer stories, isn't he? But, you know, I think that will start to wear off now. He'll start to want to get his career back on track and not be the young lad that got injured. You know, he'll want to get more of the headlines for his goal-scoring exploits. I'm sure that's what he's keen to do tonight when he comes on.
Candela for Nelson. Lefty ball forward. Daly on the run, and he forces an awkward ball out of the back. Good battle in the middle of the park. Candela still looking for it. Marini skips a beat in the middle for Van Schaik. Just over 70 minutes in the books here from Daniel Island in Charleston, South Carolina. It's Poppy Miller alongside Derek Broadley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match, wherever you are. And what an exciting match it's been so far. 1-1 the score. Lopez Piggott the difference. And you've got to say, Derek, it's been very back and forth.
No, it's been a very open game, and you know, you can see both teams that are really striving to get that win right now. I mean, the longer that goes on, that might change, but you can see both teams haven't had a win for a while. They're both desperate to get it, and it's now which one can get the advantage.
Boscher will almost set one up for himself there. Line to the rescue. Avila for Lopez. Battery with a very quick turnaround. Atlanta United, the reigning MLS champions, will be here on Tuesday night in the 4th round of the US Open Cup. But one game at a time is the most important thing right now for Mike Anhauser's side. Yeah,
they won't even be thinking about that, and I don't think they'll think about it tonight after the game. I think tomorrow morning's preparations will start for that game. You know, right now it's like, can they win another 2 points, and can they not lose a point? So they've got a point right now.
Right. Culbertson. He came through the Columbus Crew Academy. All the way around the back for the visitors.
You have to say, you know, no player really has had a bad game tonight. It's been a really entertaining game. 2 teams that are contrasting styles for sure. You know, you've got one team that likes to possess it and work it through the thirds, and you've got one that's happy to possess it but is happy to go long if they need to and play on the counter attack. So it's been a very entertaining game.
Really looking to see what's on. He finds the feet of Kotaro Higashi. It's a brilliant ball through for Boshua. Can he get the strike away? It took a deflection.
The referee's going to give the penalty,
and that
yes.
is a penalty.
Yeah, the referee's going to give it. And I think what it is, it's the sliding tackle. The arm is in an awkward position. It's in what they call it, you know, it's not in the normal defending position. Here he goes, a great little ball here, look. And look, here he goes, he tries to cut it back. His hands are up, yeah, I think the referee's very right to give that. They're not in the normal position, certainly for a sliding tackle. Now who's going to step up and take it?
Daniel Gutierrez, the referee, in a fantastic position. Of course, Zico Lewis out on international duty with Bermuda, the usual penalty taker. But this brings up a chance for Arthur Boschua, the rookie.
And I like to see that. I like to see a striker stepping up, taking the ball off of everybody. He looks confident. See if he can get what he deserves, because it was a great little run and great touch.
It's the rookie Boschua against the veteran Van Oekel. And here he goes, it's Arthur Boschua, brilliantly taken, nets his third goal of the season.
Yeah, thoroughly deserved. He's worked his socks off tonight, you know, and that's a great, I love it when a player goes up, takes the ball off people and takes it, and is happy to take on the responsibility. Here he is, look, he's very sure of himself, he knows what he's going to do, he's made up his mind. Goalkeeper gets the right way, so it had to be a good penalty. And as I said, now we've got a really interesting last 15 minutes.
Placement to his absolute finest. Not many goalkeepers in the world would have got a fingertip to that one, and an aeroplane celebration to top it off. 2-1, the Battery back on top in the 75th.
Now all to play for both teams. As I said, I'm sure now Birmingham's going to have to really open up this last 15 minutes. I'm sure we'll see another final change. I'm sure it'll be a positive one. And then the Battery now just have to like organise themselves, keep their discipline, and play this last 15 minutes out.
Both head coaches up off their bench below to dish some instruction out. Tom Sohn, Mike Anhauser, two coaches that met in the 2008 US Open Cup final when Tom Sohn was with DC United. The Battery, the last non-MLS side to make it that far. Two coaches with so much experience over the years. And now it is all to play for, as you said, Derek.
It's going to be really interesting this last sort of 15 minutes now. We'll get a little bit of extra time, I'm sure, but you know, the Battery now will do everything they can to sort of work the clock, manage the game, and you know, this game management's a big theme now.
The Tampa Bay round is top of the Eastern Conference. We're trailing to North Carolina FC 2-0 earlier. They've pulled one back as they are also in the 75th minute. We'll keep you up to date with some scores around the league as we conclude tonight's match. There is for Hollinger Jansen as he shields it out. Van Oekel looking to get his side back underway very quickly. And here comes an attacking change for Tom Sohn. On comes Chandler Hoffman. And another one, a proven goal scorer.
Yeah, Kazim will come back over to the right now. So they're certainly going for it now. We're bringing Hoffman on. They, you know, you can see their intent now. They want to come out. They're certainly looking for a minimum of a tie. And hopefully they can get that, and then they'll start to look for the winner.
Hoffman won. The black and yellow are going to have to be aware of 60 career goals in the USL Championship. Here he is on the ball right now. Offside is the call, though. Fastest player to ever reach 50 career goals. Has MLS experience under his belt. A real blockbuster signing for this side.
And coming on at this stage of the game, I'm sure he'll want to come in and do very well for his team, but now it's all about trying to get your team back in the game. You know, whenever you're 2-1 down with sort of 13 minutes to go, you'll look for that tie first, and then whatever goes beyond that is a bonus.
Gashi gets in the way of the tracks. Back for Vanche. Shua, the goal scorer. 3 on the season so far now. Controlled by Kentaro Higashi.
Good play by the Battery again, just trying to take the sting out of the game, aren't they? Get a little bit of possession now at this stage, making Birmingham really work hard for their their time now, and then they go long now. Here's Boshua's one to chase, and he's done very well, Boshua, today, really occupying the two centre-backs. And as I said, he's done some great centre-forward play, getting his body in front, linking up the game, securing the ball, drawing fouls. I'm sure Mike Anhauser will be very pleased with his contribution so far.
Very positive performance for Mike Anhauser's side after the loss away at Louisville last weekend. It's a difficult place to play on Slugger Field.
They do it time and time again, the Battery, don't they? They get a little negative result somewhere and they come back, and you know, when you come home, it's almost like standard what you're going to get. Good solid performances, everyone working hard for the crowd, for the fans, for Mike Anhauser, and the Battery are very, very hard to beat on their own soil.
Always possess an excellent home record. This year no different, unbeaten so far. 80 minutes in the books here from MUSC Health Stadium. And Tyler Turner down there below. Some instruction for Boshua.
I think he's just trying to get his players behind the ball. That's what he's saying to them. Just tuck back in, don't need to go forward. Just keep the game tight, keep the game in front. And even now, you know, there's no need to throw this ball in the box, just work it round again.
Frustration from the Birmingham bench. 7 of them in this area.
I mean, again, he's drawn the foul, 2 players on him, he's just used his body again.
Banshee to the top of the box. Boshua pumps one up. Naku Daly is there. All the way through at the back.
Nico Rittmeier just lost his footing now. I think he was half expecting a little free kick from the ref there, but he deep down he knew.
Looking to pin the visitors in. They're able to work it out though. Lofty ball for Brian Wright.
Mueller's done well there, and that's a good tactical foul there. He's done well.
Yellow card for Nico Rittmeier.
Yeah, I think that's a harsh one there again. You know, he like the player's trying to play into him. He's trying to get him a yellow card because he's trying to play quickly, and the referee buys into it and gives a yellow card.
The Battery not taking any chances. With this opportunity, every man back behind the ball to help defend. And for the visitors, everybody in the attack.
Well, you just got to make sure you track runners in these situations here. Everyone's got their man marker. But you just got to make sure that people don't just get off your shoulder, and Joker's mentioned it's got to be very well organised.
Substitute on the far side, works one towards the back of the post. Just over the top.
It's a poor delivery there. And you have to say, you know, your Johnson and Lopez, you've had a great game. They've really worked hard, and now they've really got to rally their team for this sort of last 8-9 minutes to see if they can draw something back into the game.
Not really in any rush to get us back underway. From Boshua, stepped in Myla Runt. Kobayashi. Feet of Hoffman.
He's made some intelligent runs already, Hoffman. He's only been on the field 5 minutes. You can see he's a very intelligent player. And he's one that he's going to, you know, the Battery's going to have to certainly watch and keep an eye on.
Johnson, another one that's been busy so far tonight. One out wide to Culbertson and gets the return. And Marini flying in, gets a touch on it. Here's Boshua. Daly on the run, feeds Naku Daly, who's got some pace on him. It's the youngster Naku Daly. Maybe one too many touches, and an absolute collision in the box.
I think he took a sore one there because he's actually lost control of the ball a little bit there, and the goalkeeper's really not happy, but Daly, as the ball ran away from him, he slid in there. He was fearless. He's actually come off worse because of it. It was because his touch was a little bit loose and he didn't really have to do it. Let's look, so Marini's done brilliant there, but Boshua's done great again here. Look, he's delayed the pass. Look, perfect pass in front of him, but it's this second touch. This one here now, look, he knocks it too far in front and he goes in. The goalkeeper, look, comes out. He's very brave there, but, you know, Daly's gone a little bit recklessly there. He's on a yellow card as well, but I think he's come off worse because of it.
I think everybody watching that held their breath for a second. Everybody is up and okay, though. Daly, you said it best, Derek, absolutely fearless in the attack.
Yeah. I think the referee's going to have a little word with him, but the point is, I think that it wasn't a reckless challenge. He's just totally committed to go and get the ball, but it's a bit of a loose touch running in.
The fans getting behind their side. Vincenzo Candela gets a bit of a run up and out swing, or a fantastic ball towards the back post. Boshua gets a touch on it, and Kotaro Higashi sky high.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy one, that one by Higashi there, but another good delivery in. Boshua was in there once more, working hard.
Olinger Johnson looking to propel and generate the attack. Falls straight back down the other end with Van Schaik. Boshua, what a workhorse up top he's been tonight. Cheeky from Dante Marini. And here's Kassim.
Marini's come in as well, and he's going to do his usual stuff, isn't he? He's going to operate on his left-hand side. He's got tricks, isn't he? He's very reliable, and he's just going to make sure that he works out. I think we're going to see one final change in a minute from Mike Anhauser.
Jay Patterson down below, ready to make his way onto the pitch. Daly maybe a touch too much on it, but he can get there in the nick of time. For Rittmeyer, Rittmeyer deciding which way to go. Looked like he kept it in from our angle, but it'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, Mika Rittmeyer just needs to be a little bit more sensible there. He doesn't have to cross it, he just needs to play in and keep the ball in the corner, run the clock down a little bit of game management.
Turner. Patience from the visitors. Johnson.
I think it's Patterson who's going to be coming on as that final little bit of insurance to try and really grind this result out. And as I said, it will be a real worthwhile win for the Battery.
Tyler Turner towards the back post. No redirection from Hoffman, but he was on his own. And here comes that substitution we were talking about. AJ Patterson making his way on. Kotaro Higashi will end his night there. But fantastic from the Japanese veteran. Returning from injury, put in a solid shift tonight.
Yeah, he's done fantastically well tonight. He's really linked up the game. He's was definitely had a hand in the first goal and the second goal. And I'm sure Mike Annas will be very pleased with his performance tonight.
Smiles from Mike Anhauser below as he greets him off the pitch. AJ Patterson makes his 6th appearance tonight. His first season with black and yellow. Dominantly a winger, but will join the trio up top for the remaining minutes of tonight's match. Robertson. Just over 2 minutes left to play here of regulation.
We're getting to that time when we've got to pick the man of the match, haven't we?
Who's it going to be tonight? Derek Broadley, the Heineken man of the match, goes to...
Well, I think there's been a few really good performances. I think, you know, Higashi's been outstanding. Pigott had a really good first half. I think Candela and Anunga have been fantastic in midfield as well. Anyone else I've missed? But I'm going to, because of his centre-forward play and he got the winning goal, I'm going to give it to Boshua.
Arthur Boshua tonight's Heineken man of the match.
And I want to stress it's not for his goal. I mean, I love the fact that he did step in there and take it, but I think he's led the line. He's been isolated, certainly in the first half, but he's worked really, really hard. He's linked up the game. He's got free kicks for his team. So, you know, that's why I'm giving it to him. I think he's really been an example of why this team hopefully will walk away with their 3 points. And his work rate has been second to none. And as I said, I think he's led several. Higashi could have been certainly a contender for that.
Giveaway in the final third, well recovered by the home side. Back to Arthur Boschua, the two-time Ivy League Offensive Player of the Year. He said it best, worked so hard all night and may very well have the winning goal for tonight's match. Arthur Boschua, the Heineken man of the match.
And Nico Rittmeyer's had a great game tonight. As I said, there hasn't been too many players on both sides that have played badly tonight. It's been a real good, entertaining game. As I said, I just think for work rate, effort, commitment, you know, and he's had some technical qualities. I mean, the pass through to Nikki Daly as well. There's another great pass.
This time he's looking for Patterson. Slide in the box. Patterson can't get a touch on it, but Mueller can out of the back for Anunga. Space for Marini.
They just need to go to the corner here.
He's going to dink one across. Looking for Nikki Daly at the back post. Nothing to come to fruition.
And as I said, now the Battery just need to like recoup, jump, get back in, not concede anything now. The game's won. They don't want to concede a goal late in the game.
Maybe a couple more opportunities for an attack though. Ryan Wright looking to drop one across, and safety in numbers out of the back. Nelson slow and steady and eventually pumps one forward.
Yeah, and that's a loose header there as well. Now can Nikki Daly get involved?
It's still Daly. And it's Boschua. Arthur Boschua out wide to Patterson. Patterson with the tap. No worries for Van Oekel.
Now they are in danger.
Thompson a bit unhappy with the delivery to drop it out of play. Nikki Daly, the man down though. Back to AJ Patterson. He's going to want that one back, Derek. A fantastic setup for him.
I think we'll see that again. And he could have took a touch. Then he was in no rush to hit the shot first time. He could have just let it come onto his left foot and just rolled it in. So we will see it again. Look, Daly does excellently well here. Then he good strength. A little bit of a loose touch there. Again, Boschua, our man of the match, does fantastic. Really good, intelligent pass. Look, and he just needs to take a touch, let it sit on there, draw the goalkeeper, and then it's game over.
Weisenberger down below. Just before that exciting attack though, 5 minutes of added on time here to conclude the match. And still plenty of time, which will feel like much longer for the black and yellow.
Yeah, and as I said, Patterson could have put it beyond doubt there, couldn't he? And it would have, you know, it would have just played the game out. Now there's still that little bit of a doubt now. And you have to say, Culbertson, you know, putting it out of play there at a very important time in the game is unbelievable sportsmanship, and he should be commended for that.
Fans absolutely thrilled to have their time to shine on the video board down below us. Great to see all the youth academies out here tonight in full force.
No, it's been a great crowd, hasn't it? So, you know, the far side doesn't look as busy, but it's been really packed tonight down here in front of us, and you know, the crowd have seen an unbelievable game, haven't they? It's been very open, very entertaining. It's had goals, it's had yellow cards, it's had saves, it's had free kicks. So yeah, a real good game for the fans, and hopefully many more will come out.
Tampa Bay Rowdies are on the verge of their first loss of the season. Here is Nikki Daly, a massive touch in front of him as he chases into the box. The young Jamaican youth international lays it off for Patterson. Patterson with the strike, it takes a deflection, and AJ Patterson to shore it up for the Battery to earn them 3 points at home.
It's amazing how harder was that than the one he just had. It took the deflection, which really fooled the goalkeeper. But you have to say that for the Battery, for these home fans, they've done everything they can. And again, great intelligent play by this young man. And he could have gone to the touchline. He just drew him in. Patterson's come in, one touch there. The deflections beat the goalkeeper, but maybe that's a bit of luck that the Battery needed to get their season back on track with a great win at home. And you can never write them off at home, can you? You know, they're such a good side. They're so well disciplined. And again, Daly's done brilliantly there just to hold it up, and was playing way above his years there.
And again, credit to Mike Anhauser, 3 fantastic substitutions that have all played such a big impact in this second half of the match. Nikki Daly, all the credit goes to him there though. Fantastic work rate from the youngster to set up Patterson, who ended up getting a touch of luck. Still time on the clock for an attack from the visitors.
And you know, I have to say, you've got to feel sorry for Birmingham because they've actually played really, really well. They've really been in the game. You know, Lopez has been outstanding for them. So has Johnson. Kazim's been good when he's been on it. But, you know, they've just come up against a side that's just so difficult to beat at home.
See nothing to come of it. The Battery, like we've been mentioning during this broadcast, a massive match coming up on Tuesday night against the MLS defending champions. Here's an opportunity though for Birmingham to pull one back wide of the target in the end.
Should have scored there, shouldn't he? Is that right? You know, he's done everything right and he's cut back in onto his right foot. He's taken everyone out of the way and there he is, and he's just missed the target. And I think that's the difference between the two teams, isn't it? You know, the clinical finishing of the Battery as opposed to a little bit of a wild chance there by Wright.
He pumps one up. Patterson's there. Daly, still energy in the tank. Something busy up and down the flank all night long. Here he goes again.
There's some players on that Birmingham team that really don't really deserve to lose the game tonight, do they? They've played very, very well. And as I said, they've just come up against a side that just is very efficient at home.
Johnson rolling through the midfield. Lopez returns to sender. Once again, the combination is there. Still Johnson finds some space. Traffic in the box to deny him the chance. Candela. He's got Boshua. A brilliant ball through for Arthur Boshua. Can he find the Q Daly one last time? Not if Matthew Laurent is at the back in his way. This time it's Marini. Dante Marini straight across the box. It's the Q Daly! And fantastic work from the youngster at the back post to get something on it.
Yeah, I think he actually threw both his feet at it. I mean, he really threw himself. I think that's about it now from the referee. I think we're almost in the last minute now. And I'm sure Mike Anhaz will be really looking forward to hearing that whistle.
And there is the whistle for full time. The Battery 3, Birmingham Legion 1. Derek Ford, your final thoughts.
Well, what a long, hard-fought game, and the fact it wasn't won till the last 15 minutes or even the last sort of 3 or 4 minutes of the game shows you what an even game it was. I said, if you're a Birmingham player, you really feel down now because you've put a lot into the game, got nothing out. But as I said, you know, you've got to give it to this Battery team. Every time they play at home in front of these big crowds, they work their socks off. And I think they, you know, in the end, they thoroughly deserved their win just because of the effort that they put in and the determination they had to see the game out.
8 players down below, laid on the ground. They've given it everything they've got. Tonight just was not their night, though, for the visitors. Let's take a look at tonight's highlights, Derek.
Well, here's the first goal, and Agashi's in there. Boshua just lays it off, and that was the start of it. Piggott scores, and again, that was the start of Boshua's performance really tonight. And then this is their goal. This is the Birmingham's goal. It's in. Lopez, a great little run in, and he never get an easier goal than that, but it's his work rate and his creative movement that got him in there. Then we move on to the penalty. Here's Boshua again. He's involved in this one, isn't he? So he's involved in all the goals. He gets in, he gets his handball. But what I love about him is he stepped up, and this is a real confident finish from a player who's in form. And then we go to the last goal. So I think we had one more chance from Patterson, which was the easier one. But Daly just sets him up here, doesn't he? Just takes his time, draws him in. Patterson takes a touch. The deflection causes the goalkeeper to miss it. And there you go, 3-1. So I'm sure Mike Anhaz will be very pleased with that. I'm sure that the Birmingham team will be really, you know, wondering what they missed really, because they really were in the game up until the last 15 minutes.
Overall, a fantastic team performance. Well, that just about wraps things up here from Charleston, South Carolina, as we get set for fireworks to finish off the night for us. On behalf of Poppy Miller, Derek Broadley, the entire broadcast crew, thank you so much for joining us for tonight's match. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.